Hello, my name is Angel Carminati, and my presentation is on gun control slash violence. Gun control is a heavily debated topic that has spread across the United States. I mean, a lot of news articles and social media pages are debating over gun control left and right and whether it is a proper solution that should be had. States such as Texas are all about their guns. I mean, you see guns everywhere, or you see a lot of gun owners here, especially the further out you get out of the city and more into the rural areas. Texas has done little across at least the last 6 decades to make a change on gun control. Now, some core challenges range from politicians and a lack of gun control laws. A majority of Texas is Republican and support guns. I mean, when we talk about Texas and politicians, it is mainly a Republican state, meaning that since Republicans are so for guns, the laws are going to be loose and not as strict as, say, you were to go to a more Democratic state in which Democrats support more of gun control. And in Texas, they tend to argue that the Second Amendment is to prevent the buying of guns, so access to guns have to be legal. So, I mean, it is against the Second Amendment to make guns illegal. So, therefore, it is our constitutional right to buy any type of gun. Now, I am personally not against the buying of guns. I have fired a range of guns for recreational hunting purposes, and I fairly enjoy shooting guns. However, I do think that there should be an adjustment to the Texas gun control laws. I mean, I think something as simple as raising the minimum age to 21 across the board will help decrease gun violence and mass shootings by a noticeable margin. I mean, there was a study done, and it at least raising the minimum age from 18 to 21 at least decreased gun violence by 9 points. And a more in-depth background check along with stricter purchasing laws when it comes to criminal backgrounds. And I think the likes of red flag laws, in which Texas does not have, should be implemented into the state of Texas. I mean, having a reasonable assumption that someone could potentially do harm while they show no mental illness or any criminal background is is fair, and I think it's a potential way to prevent gun violence and definitely the likes of mass shootings. Now, the graph on the right shows the constant increase of mass shootings happening in the United States. I mean, in recent years, the amounts of mass shootings have gone up, with major outlier being 2020 because of the pandemic. I mean, you see the curve, it is slightly going up, and this shows that something needs to be done now and to become a more stagnant and hopefully decrease the amount of mass shootings going on in the United States. Now, the criticisms given are fair and reasonable. I mean, I do not entirely disagree with the criticisms given to the solutions I brought up and understand the concerns. I mean, raising the age won't change gun violence within itself. I mean, this is true as 3 extra years do not exclude a huge range of people. Along with that, I mean, Greg Abbott made a point saying criminals will get their hands on guns no matter what. I mean, this is also fair, as if someone really wants to commit gun-related crime, they will find a way to get a gun. I mean, the average age of a mass shooter up to 2020 are 33 years old, and raising the age to 21 will not change much when it comes to mass shootings. I mean, Ted Cruz said in the interview after the Uvalde mass shooting that raising school security is the best step to stop mass shootings at school. And he also mentioned that guns protect people from criminals, meaning that he really does support, I mean, looser gun laws, in which this should be implemented. And the points made above are fair points. However, that does not mean we should loosen gun law. I agree that people should have the right to guns to protect themselves and their households. I do not agree with the idea of increasing school security, however. This would mean that more money to spend for the schools instead of focusing on education purposes. And I believe that Texas schools should focus more on education purposes instead of just protecting the school from potential threats, you know? And I believe that there are also no true solution to this matter. I mean, every debate you hear in every debate you talk about always has constant loopholes and just always seems to be no uh, this or that, you know. But for me, I think we should just take a simple step. I think something as simple as raising the gun law, right? So raising the minimum age to 21 should show at least some sort of significant decrease, a significant enough decrease in at least gun violence, which would prove that at least gun control does help in some way. And so I think to change my mind, I would need to see data over time to show that gun control is ineffective. Once it shows that gun control is ineffective, I'm open up to different solutions. Solutions that range out of gun control, such as mental health or even looser gun laws, if that is shown to be more effective. However, as for right now, I am for gun control and believe it will be the most effective option. Thank you.